Welcome to Breaking Bulletin. We're your go-to source for local and international news, compelling stories, and eye-opening documentaries. If you love staying informed, please hit that like button, share this video with your friends, drop a comment below, and subscribe to Breaking Bulletin for more updates. Today, we unpacking a bold move by Alberta Premier Danielle Smith. She's launching a post-election panel to hear what Albertans want, maybe even a referendum on leaving Canada. It's a game changer with roots stretching back over a century, and we've got all the details to make it crystal clear. Buckle up, this is a deep dive into Alberta's past, present, and future. Let's get started. Picture Alberta, Canada's powerhouse province, a land of 4.4 million souls, buzzing with oil rigs, sprawling prairies, and a fierce independent streak baked into its DNA. On Saturday, March 29, 2025, Premier Danielle Smith stepped onto her weekend radio show. Your province, your premier, broadcast on Chorus Entertainment's CHQR and dropped a bombshell that's still reverberating. She's forming a What's Next panel after the federal election on April 28, 2025 to crisscross Alberta. Think Calgary's bustling downtown, Edmonton's River Valley, the wind-swept plains of Lethbridge, and the rugged oil towns like Grande Prairie. The mission: to listen to everyday Albertans, ranchers, oil workers, teachers, parents, and give them a megaphone to raise any issue, from fixing potholes to boosting healthcare to, yes, even splitting from Canada. We just want to see how people are feeling, Smith said, and if there's anything they'd like us to put on a referendum table. It's a direct line to the people, and it's lighting up conversations across the province and beyond. This isn't just chatter, it's a masterstroke, a political thunderclap echoing Alberta's long, gritty history of standing up to Ottawa. Smith's giving Albertans a voice at a pivotal moment as the federal election heats up and exposes a chasm between Alberta and the rest of Canada. A Nanos poll from March 31, 2025, paints the picture. 53% of Prairie voters, mostly Albertans, back Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre, while he's stuck at 36% nationwide. Liberal Mark Carney, he's riding high with 47% across Canada, but slumps to 29% on the prairies. Smith's tapping into that divide, saying, Ottawa's not hearing us, let's figure out what we want. It's a brilliant way to rally Albertans, boost voter turnout, and flex provincial muscle in a federation that's often left them feeling sidelined. Imagine town halls packed with weathered ranchers in Stetsons, oil workers in coveralls, and families juggling bills, all shaping Alberta's future. That's democracy in action, raw and real. To understand this, let's rewind way back. Alberta wasn't always Canada's rebel child, it was born into it. In 1905, it joined Confederation alongside Saskatchewan, carved out of the vast Northwest Territories. But Ottawa held the reins tight. Alberta didn't control its own resources, like land and minerals, until 1930, a sore point that festered. The 1930s Great Depression hit hard, wheat prices crashed, droughts scorched the land, and Alberta begged for federal help. Ottawa's response? Crickets. Then came the social credit movement under William Bible Bill Aberhart, who in 1935 swept to power, promising radical fixes like printing prosperity certificates to dodge federal banks. Ottawa struck those down, planting seeds of distrust. Fast forward to the 1970s, oil boomed, and Pierre Trudeau's National Energy Program, NEP, in 1980 clawed back profits, sparking fury. Bumper stickers screamed, "Let the Eastern bastards freeze in the dark." That's the Alberta Smith's channeling a province that felt kicked around for over a century. Zoom to 2001. Premier Ralph Klein floated a firewall, more autonomy, less Ottawa meddling. It didn't fully ignite, but the ember glowed. Then, in 2019, Jason Kenney's Fair Deal panel took a swing 9 folks toward Alberta, hunting leverage within Canada. They pitched an Alberta pension plan and a provincial police force to ditch the RCMP. Kenny balked, but the idea simmered. Smith's What's Next panel, it's not just a sequel, it's a blockbuster reboot. She's not tweaking the deal like Kenny. She's asking, what do we want to be? On March 31st, CTV News quoted her, "It's about giving Albertans the chance to raise issues they might want put to a referendum." Separation's on the table, wild, right? But so are practical fixes like trade or taxes. It's a buffet of options, and that openness is pure gold. The positives here are dazzling, and they outshine any clouds. First, it's a power move rooted in Alberta's grit. Smith's United Conservative Party, UCP, stormed to 49 seats in the 2023 election, and her approval's climbing 46% in a February 2025 Ledger poll. Up 7 points since August 2024, she's got the clout, the mandate, and the momentum. Barry Cooper, a political science professor at the University of Calgary, told CTV Edmonton on March 31st, Smith's articulating what most Albertans feel but haven't said out loud. He's dead right. Alberta's been bruised by Ottawa for decades. Take pipelines. The 2018 Trans Mountain fiasco, stalled by federal red tape, cost jobs, the carbon tax. It's a gut punch to oil, which drives 20% of Alberta's GDP per 2023 stats. This panel lets Albertans vent, maybe push for sovereignty, maybe redraw Canada's map. Cooper adds, Easterners don't get it, we've been treated badly since before we were a province. Smith's handing Albertans the reins, and that's a jolt of empowerment. Second, it's a win for direct democracy, a thread in Alberta's fabric since Aberhart's day. Smith's a referendum evangelist. Her 2022 Alberta sovereignty within a United Canada Act lets the province defy federal laws deemed harmful, and she's locked tax hikes behind voter approval. On March 21st, CBC News quoted her, "Big decisions need to be put to all Albertans." The What's Next panel turbocharges that boots on the ground, ears open. Picture a farmer in Lethbridge pitching a trade tweak to dodge U.S. tariffs, or a Calgary mom demanding health care cash. Smith's team could turn those into ballot questions. It's not some Ottawa suit deciding, it's Albertans at the helm. A March 25th Calgary Herald piece tied it to her 9 demands like axing oil emission caps, giving Ottawa 6 months to act, or else. This panel's her trump card, ensuring Alberta's voice isn't drowned out again. It's grassroots governing, and it's electric. Third, it's strategic genius with a historical echo. Smith's timing pre-election mirrors Aberhart's 1930s defiance, putting Ottawa on notice. On March 20th, CTV News reported her warning of an unprecedented national unity crisis if the next PM Carney or Poilievre doesn't meet demands like pipeline approvals. The panel's her follow-up haymaker. Ignore us, we'll decide ourselves. A March 24th CBC story flagged her Breitbart interview, urging U.S. officials to pause Trump's 25% steel tariffs halted until April 2nd. Per Calgary City News, hinting at electoral leverage. Janet Brown, a pollster, told The Walrus on March 17th, Smith seems crazy like a fox, and that's the right balance. She's playing chess, leveraging Alberta's $200 billion oil economy 2023 figures while Ottawa fumbles checkers. With Trump's trade threats looming, it's Alberta's moment to shine. Who is Danielle Smith? Anyway, born April 1st, 1971, in Calgary, she's a UCP warrior with a wild ride. Degrees in economics and English from the University of Calgary fueled her early gig as a Calgary Herald columnist, then a radio host. In 2009, she led the Wildrose Party, nearly toppling the Progressive Conservatives in 2012. A 2014 floor crossing to the PC's backfired. She lost her nomination in 2015. She bounced back as a CHQR talk show host, railing against COVID lockdowns, then took the UCP helm in October 2022 after Kenny's exit. Sworn in as Alberta's 19th premier, she won Brooks Medicine Hat in a by-election and led the UCP to victory in May 2023 to 52.6% of the vote. Her approval soared to 91.5% in a November 2024 UCP review. She's a libertarian populist mix, per Politico 2023, and this panel's her latest bold stroke. History backs her play. The 1940s saw Premier Ernest Manning battle Ottawa over oil rights. Alberta won control in 1947. The 1980s NEP fight birthed the Reform Party, a Prairie rebellion that reshaped Canada's right. Smith's Sovereignty Act echoes that 2022's Bill 1 vowed no tax hikes without a vote. Now, with the 2025 election splitting Canada, Nanos says 40% of Albertans see the province on the right track, 50% don't. Ledger, February, she's channeling that legacy. Trump's tariffs, paused but looming, hit Alberta's $30 billion steel trade 2023 stats. Her panel could rally a referendum on pensions, policing, or secession. It's Alberta's wild card, dealt with swagger. Now, the negatives: some folks are jittery, and history offers warnings. Jared Wesley, a University of Alberta political scientist, told CTV Edmonton on March 31st, "This is Smith trying to stir anti-Ottawa, anti-liberal vibes before the election's even done. He's got a case stalking unity crises, and referendums could spook Canada beyond Alberta, casting Smith as a troublemaker." Wesley notes, "Not even Quebec's done this, it's worrisome. True, Quebec's 1995 referendum nearly broke Canada. Alberta's flirtation could too. If Carney wins, he might stonewall, and separation talk could tank market soils volatile enough." NDP leader Naheed Nenshi, per a March 23rd CBC piece, called it juvenile, not bright, fearing it risks jobs amid tariff threats. History nods Zaberhart's 1930s schemes flopped when Ottawa flexed muscle. Logistics sting too. Kenny's fair deal cost $1.5 million and gathered dust. Smith could repeat that. Ex-posts from March 29th show her downplaying separation as nonsense after hyping it, risking flip-flop flack. What if it's all talk, no action? Albertans might sour. Ledger says 50% disapprove of UCP healthcare handling. Wesley's jab cuts. Stoking fake crises is risky. It's a tightrope overreach, and she alienates. Underdeliver, and she flops. The 1980s reform surge fizzled when promises faded. Smith's not immune. But weigh this: positives tower over negatives. Empowerment beats doubt. Albertans get to dream, not stew, echoing Manning's oil win. Democracy trumps logistics. This is people power, not paper pushing, reviving Aberhart's spirit. Strategy outshines risk. Smith's forcing Ottawa's hand, not begging, like Klein's firewall tease. Cooper's line seals it. There's only so much you can take before you get irritated. This panel's Alberta's bullhorn, drowning out naysayers with a century of fight. It's not perfect, but it's Alberta's soul raw, restless. Ready? What's your take? Master plan or misstep? Hit the comments. That's our epic dive on Breaking Bulletin. If this fired you up, like, share, and subscribe for more news that hits hard. Catch you next time.